Yeah, check it. Sound check. Before we start, sound check it. Yeah, checking it, right? Sound is okay. Very good, right? Okay. Yeah, good morning, viewers. Welcome you to another edition of Bystanders. Quite alright, this is not at the newsstand, but we'll soon be going to the newsstand to meet our reviewers there. But it's just a program we just need to do because of the guests we have on the program today. Right, stories hovering around that Nigeria may face possible fuel increase, and that's what we want to be talking about today. We're going to talk about it today with the president of CHSR. He's currently here with us to dissect the issue and possible solutions to the raging crisis in the country. Mr. Alex Omotenshi, you're welcome on board. All right. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How you doing?
You are fine.
Yeah, I believe our viewers will be like, where are these people again? Where is this location? But I said we just quickly, yeah, this is Agege. So we just quickly need to bring you on board before we move down to the newsstand. Yeah. Now, talking about the crisis in the land and the one that is about to hit the country again. The oil marketers started yesterday. I got the news yesterday around evening time that we may face a possible increase in fuel pump price again. And with the present hardship being faced by Nigerians, should we expect such to happen again? That's number one. The president, Bola Ahmed Nigerians have criticized him on the Hajj policy. I'm talking about subsidy removal, and which it's still ongoing till now. You know that this has affected everybody. It has affected every strata of the economy. Now the oil marketers coming out to say that we may face a possible increase. Should that be what we should be expecting? Why we are facing this kind of crisis now?
Well, I'm not disappointed, and it's not an unexpected issue. As long as Nigerians is still depending on oil marketers, private oil marketers, will continue to face challenges upon challenges until we repair our refineries. Don't forget, oil marketers are private investors who are into business to make profit. So you expect them, as long as they face crisis at the international market, it will also bounce back on them. So it will not tell on Nigerians they have to increase their prices. So I am not surprised if the oil marketers are saying they want to increase the price because of the fall of the naira against the dollar. So they are private investors. We should not expect anything less than what we are seeing so far. So the only solution to this problem is for Nigerians to continue to start refining our crude oil here in Nigeria and then sell it to our consumers, then we have we'll be relieved of all this burden of increment and upon increment. So it's not a surprise. They are businessmen. They want to make. They enter business to make profit.
They have not been making profits.
Well,
You know,
the market will dictate its price. We have over 143 oil marketers. Then if they unanimously agree that this is what we are going to do, except fuel became a national issue, where they take it away from private. So S will continue to face what we are facing today.
now, what might be the implication of this? Fuel is sold for over 600 now, and if this happen at the end of the day, what might be the effect
Information:
on us?
fuel is not up to 600 in Lagos. It's 568 naira, and the effect we have been seeing, the negative effect has been seen so far.
But some are selling it for 600, over 600,
As far as I know, it's 568 naira,
Okay.
which is still on the high side
Okay.
against the initial 187 naira. What we are saying is this: that is the only thing that join Nigerians together, fuel, because private investors and government workers use fuel. You can see the effect. The negative aspect of it was that the transportation fee have skyrocketed, and you can see the turnout. You hardly see vehicle on the road now because people believe that they have to park their cars, but they can't afford to pay ×3 of what they are using before. So that is the effect you are seeing, and we still expect more because this is just a starting point. Except we get a government of our own, which we are still parabolating in. This democracy is still a demo nonsense, like Fela said it. You understand me? If the subsidy is what Nigerians are benefiting from government, and then the shenanigans of people in power decided that they want to deal with some cabals in the pretense they are dealing with Nigerians. So they remove the subsidy, then we expect hardship, because after you must have imposed unnecessary fine on people, definitely the outcome, the people will vote one day. All this thing, what NLC are still doing, is a child play. This is a child play. The Nigerian government will call for revolution by themselves, because once Nigerians realize that we can no longer continue the same way, Nigeria will react, and once Nigerians react, nobody can copy it.
Now, did you expect this from this administration initially?
Well, I didn't expect anything less than this. I know the problem of Nigeria is not a government or individual problem. The problem is a system problem. So if we do not change our system, we will continue to move from fry pan to fire, and that's what we are seeing. We have to continue to use the present government to praise the past government. And I've been saying it this time without number, that if we did not change this system and then we are changing the government, we are going to continue to use the present government to praise the past government. And that's what is happening now. People have started praising Buhari because of what the present government are doing. Until we change the system, what we need in the country is not a government change, it's a system change. What happened at Niger Republic? It's just an example. No, it's a warning signal to African leaders. It's a warning signal to African leaders that when the people are ready, you can see for the first time all over the world, citizens were embracing autocratic rule as in against democratically elected government. In Niger, the people of Niger said they were backing the military coup, the coup junta. That means they are tired of the so-called democratically elected government. The worst, we used to say the worst democratic government is better than the best of military government. But the reverse is the case now. ECOWAS are not doing it right. ECOWAS are not doing it right. ECOWAS fold their arms when there is misgovernance in a country. But when the people now decided to take over power, ECOWAS now see it as a topple of government. The oppression they are mounting on the people was not their problem. So ECOWAS is in support of quote unquote democratically elected dictators who are misruling people, and then ECOWAS is happy. So if ECOWAS today were saying what happened in Niger is a problem, then what have they done so far to curb the misgovernance of democratically elected government in Niger before the military came to take power? And for the military to come up, that shows the people have moved to the wall. They have been pushed to the wall. They were left with no any other option. So this government of Tinubu is nothing but a repetition of the oppressor, continue to change hands within the oppressors against the oppressed.
Now, the president yesterday welcomed a whole lot of dignitaries, leaders of African Union, United Nations, ECOWAS leaders in Asoro, and they deliberated on the way forward concerning Niger. The junta there were given deadline to reinstate the president of that nation, but at the end of the day, they failed to do that. Now, the president has been told to apply the diplomatic means or style to resolve the situation. Now, of course, there are also talks that the president will likely go into war with Niger, which Nigerians are crying out that no, we don't want war. Now, what should be the solution to this problem at this point in time? Don't forget that the president of ECOWAS has ordered that deployment of military to Niger. And in Nigeria here, the president has also ordered standby of the military. Now, in this whole thing, when you look at it holistically, how do you think ECOWAS can resolve this issue so that it won't escalate?
Well, it's a joke to me. ECOWAS leadership are jokes to me, because I've said it earlier on. If ECOWAS today were deciding to go and invade Niger, definitely they did not mean well for the citizens of Niger. The citizens of Niger have come out in the open and spoke that they were in total 100% support of what is going on in their country, that they were fed up. So what I expect the ECOWAS leadership to do is to handle the issue diplomatically and be more sensitive about it. First and foremost, their main concern should be the innocent citizen of the Niger Republic, not the leadership, because the citizens are more than the leadership. So if they were concerned about the citizen, then they have to go on a round table discussion. First with the citizen, why are you embracing autocratic government like a military government? Then after hearing them, then they sit down with the military rule. Yes, it was in the news yesterday that the military junta have set up government, have set up cabinet to govern Niger for the main time, and that's the way it happened. When Nigeria was still experiencing military junta, when they came into power, is to stabilize the situation. After stabilizing the system, they organize election. But if we are going to war, who are you going to fight? Are you going to fight the people, the entire citizen of Niger, or you want to go and fight the military junta? That is not the solution to the problem. There can never be a smoke without a fire. The citizens have spoken. I watch and I follow with keen interest the issue that is happening in Niger. That the citizens are on day-to-day protests in support of the military coup. That they are tired of what is going on in their country. If ECOWAS cannot save the citizens of Niger, they should not add to their problem. By invading the Niger with military is to add more to the problem of Nigerians. If they want to solve the problem of Niger, they have to go on a round table discussion. It's not a matter of deadline. You cannot give them a deadline. The only language military understand is war. If you are giving military a deadline, definitely you are preparing him for a war, and that's what they are trained for. So you have to engage them with a serious dialogue, and you must not get tired. If you fix a date, if that one is not work, you cancel the meeting, you reschedule again. Not for you to send a threat message, and you are not doing it well. And Niger is just one of the African countries that has been overtaken by military because of misgovernance of the democratically elected government in this country. We have in Mali, we have in Burkina Faso. So all those things, the ECOWAS leadership for their, what is happening in Nigeria today now, the ECOWAS leadership for their hands. And I was surprised that even a Tinubu, whom mandate is still under contention, taking the leadership of ECOWAS and taking decision for Nigerian military to get ready to fight in Niger. It's not acceptable. On the first instance, the ECOWAS leadership head of state ought not to have assigned the leadership of ECOWAS with Tinubu, because his presidency is still in question until decision in the presidential election tribunal
It's taken.
until decision is taken. But now, after giving him that so much power, then he now felt, well, the best thing for me to do is to do, and that shows you that African leaders they unite in oppressing their citizens. That shows you African leaders unite in oppressing their citizens. If they could come up together and say, we are going to fight Niger, because Nigerians complain that the hardship in this country is overbearing, and then the military came to the rescue of Nigerians, then the next thing you have to do is to wage war against that country. It shows, and it's a clear message to the Nigerians and every African nation, that the leadership of African nations were in unity to oppress their citizens, not to protect their interests.
Now, let me take you back to the protest that took place sometimes last week or so, thereabouts. Now, you've always said that you don't believe in labor.
Yes, I don't believe. I no longer believe in MS.
And with what happened just last week, do you still have hope in labor? The labor threatened to go on strike, to protest. Quite all right, the oil marketers down their tools, and we expected a more proactive way, in approaching the government towards the issues bothering, the minds, sort of affecting Nigerians. But at the end of the day, we realized that the protest they embarked on strike didn't continue. We suspended it after reaching an agreement with the federal government. Now, as a civil society person, what can you draw out of that? What do you think went on at that point in time?
Well, Mike, I always say it, and it's on record, that the present leadership of NSC for some years to this time, I'm always in doubt of their genuinity and sincerity, in the sense that when a labor movement, who is the mouthpiece of workers, call for a strike, and at the end of the strike action, then you embark on it, despite the fact that government use a divide and rule method in dividing the labor rank, by some states claiming that, like Lagos, their civil servants did not join the labor strike. That alone is enough for NSC to stand on their point, not to call up that strike. The first thing they ought to have told Tinubu or the president is that your governors divide our members. They did not allow some of our members to go on strike. Before we listen to you, before we go to any meeting, tell our member that you threaten with sack to comply with the order of the leadership of the labor movement. They never do that because they themselves are not sincere. What happened last was a warning strike that was supposed to take place 3 days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. If Labour are to go into negotiation with Mr. President, they ought to have completed that first 3-day warning strike first. Then after Friday, they cannot go on negotiating table with Mr. President. But immediately even before the conclusion of the first day rally of Wednesday, 2nd of August, Labour movement went into a closed door meeting with the president and some leadership of the National Assembly, only to come up. What we expected them to have done is this: They ought to have told Mr. President, sir, your people did not allow our members to comply with the directives of labour leaders. Before we can go into negotiation, please let them comply first. Then if they have complied, Thursday, Friday, we come for negotiation. Even that alone, a radical leadership of labour movement is a fighting tool for a radical labour leader to fight the president and the state governors who instructed, like Lagos state governor, instructed civil servants, and they make an open statement that they are not joining the strike. So, and truly, they did not join the strike. While the strike was on, people were in the Lagos State Secretariat working. And then the labour movement forced Hardship to go into negotiation. And at the end of the day, they were deceived by Mr. President. The president sold dummy to them, and they bought it wholeheartedly that the Port Harcourt refinery is going to start work by December. This is the same Port Harcourt refinery that his predecessor, General Muhammadu Buhari, said he's going to start work September last year, 2022. Today, Mr. Tinubu sold a dummy to the selfish leadership of the labour movement, both the NLC and TUC, that then they back out so cheaply, and forgetting the fact that they have lost the battle. From the first day they call off the strike, they have lost the battle. Anytime they now call on strike, no workers will comply with their instruction, because it happened for the first time. You never fight it, you succumb so easily. Then if they call for a strike, it will get to a stage, the labour movement will go on the street, then they will be stoned by their co-workers.
Now, Alex, Comrade Alex, gone are those days that the civil society organizations used to be very, very strong.
The civil society is still very strong.
But you are silent. You are silent.
What you don't know, the civil society does not have the power to call for a strike. And the backbone, I still repeat it, quote and unquote, the backbone of NLC, effective strike and protest till tomorrow, is the civil society. In the past, we used to have labour and civil society coalition. When there was last coup, when labour called strike, the civil society lead the protest. And in this last regime, the labour, either they are being deceived by government not to fully align with the civil society. You understand me? Part of the reason why I don't join the labour movement protest is that I have always told our people that we have to separate the society from the labour movement. We don't need to wait for a strike before we go on a mass protest. It's not necessary there must be a strike before we mobilize Nigerians for a mass protest. So we can no longer continue to rely on the deceitful labour leaders who are only after what they want to get. Civil society organization is a selfless service. NLC labour leaders are paid workers. So there are two different things.
But we've not seen you engage government in this crisis we are
as a civil society,
we've not seen that
we don't just engage government. We engage based on fact and figures. We must as a civil society person, we do our research thoroughly, so that when we are coming out, we come out with facts and genuine figures. So what labour are doing should not be used to adjudge the society movement, the civil society. The civil society, when it is time, we are still mobilizing Nigerians. We are doing sensitization now to mobilize. Once we are ready, the civil society will come up with a mass action of protest nationwide. We did it in 2001, nationwide. So it's not a tea bag. It's not what we can just give an instruction for 3 days like labour do. No.
What did you do when you realized that the NLC, that's the Nigerian Labour Congress, failed to continue the protest and the strike?
I am not disappointed. In the first place, I never believed labour would go on strike. I never believed that they would work. So they manage and stylishly deceive Nigerians to come out on that day. And if you watch the protest, there is JAF, who is the umbrella body of the society, Joint Action Front. You understand? If not because of JAF, the Labour may not have make that move. That shows, and that's what I've been telling you, that Labour leadership of today is different from the Labour leadership we have during the days of Pascal Bafiawu and Co. and Pa Imodi. What we have now are selfish leaders, set of people who are only after what, or maybe how do they call it? They want to do a face off because see me, show off, let people just see you do this. No, decision of an LSU should not be like that. It should be concerned and about workers' welfare. If you look at it very well, during the cash crisis, Labour did not make any single statement. Labour did not raise any threat to the federal government or the CBN. It's only the civil society. Why is it only when we have fuel issue that Labour is seen to be proactive? Is their action only based on fuel increase, or is it because of the negotiation that will take place? It shouldn't be that way. I don't trust the Labour movement, and I don't believe in them. I say it openly, anytime, any day, and I cannot be in hand to hand in the same trenches with the present Labour leadership, because you will end up being disappointed again and again and again.
Now, what's the future of the civil society organization now that we don't really hear much from you guys? The future.
That's an understatement to say you don't really hear much from the civil society. Every day and night, the civil society are on radio, on TV program. We are doing our symposium. Like I've told you, presently the civil society, we're doing a research. And after the research, we do sensitization, mobilization. Then we come out en mass, in a peaceful mass protest.
You know what I'm saying? This is when Nigerians need you the more. Are you getting me now? We need you to be proactive.
Nigeria, there's no time. There's no time.
Mouthpiece of Nigerians.
No, there's no time Nigerian does not need the society. I've just told you. What make protest impact is that strike. When there's strike, there will be no vehicular movement. There will be no work. Then it will be more effective. Like I said earlier on, the civil society does not have the power to call for a strike. We only have the power to call for a mass action, a mass protest. So, and to do that is a stage by stage issue.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Alex Omotense. Now we've been speaking with the president for Center for Human and Socio-Economic Rights, Comrade Alex Omotense. Really appreciate you for coming on board. Thank you so much. All right, we hope to see you next time on the platform. All right, thank you so much. Our viewers across the globe will be ending this program now. Join us at the newsstand. Around maybe 10:30. Thank you so much for joining us. Bye for now.